Welcome again to Live Chatback. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's absolutely our pleasure to be here. We've had an amazing day in the clubhouse today. We've discussed all sorts of things. We've worked on the Sew magazine. We've done some interviews. We actually have a blast. And we're finishing our day with a glass of wine and answering your questions. How cool is that?
So cheers. Yeah.
Fantastic. Steve, you've got a question for us there today.
I had an email this week, and it's actually a really interesting one because I can actually relate to this myself as well. And it was from Tony in Canada, so thanks for your question, Tony. And what Tony was saying is that he has, and I've actually had a couple other people mention this as well, that he has a stylist in his salon that actually comes across quite aggressive. So when the clients come in to the salon, she is quite aggressive, and she's also quite aggressive with the rest of the team. Now, when he's taken her to one side and spoken to her about it, she sort of doesn't really realise and just says, "Oh, am I? I didn't think I was being, aggressive." But it's just a mannerism. So, what he was saying was, how does he deal with this? Because it's becoming a real big issue in the salon.
Well, do you know where I'm going to go straight away is what's your vision? And when and you're probably thinking, what? Why is Karen talking about vision when we're actually talking about an aggressive staff member? But that's the way that you're able to deal with all these situations that come up. And I use this a lot. And so I would say, okay, remember where we're going. This is the vision. This is what we do for our clients. This is the level of service. I want the best for you. I want you to be the highest paid in the area, or whatever your vision is. And that is why I need to talk to you about this particular situation, and then of course you go into depth so that they have an understanding that you're talking to them because it relates to you as a team. What's the word? Heading for your vision, because gone are the days where the owner won and the team didn't. If you've got a win-lose situation in anything, in any relationship, nothing works. You've got to have a win-win. So for the team to truly understand what you're trying to do. And then from there on, it's, okay, what I've noticed is, now what I'm going to share with you is one of our team, she wasn't aggressive, but she used to frown, all the time. And she would just be concentrating. It was not because she actually meant to be frowny at all. But of course, if you can imagine being approached by a stylist who is frowning and she's working away and she's frowning, all right? So that's how I broached that with her. I said, do you realise, and I used nice language, and she was a gorgeous girl, do you realise, sweetheart, how much you frown? Because when you're working, and I understand you're concentrating. So what you need to remember is, and went back to the vision. Remember, as a client walks in the salon, what are they seeing? What are they feeling? What do we want them to see? What do we want them to feel? All right? And so that took time, though, and it was something that we all did as a team. And so we actually had a bit of a code language for when she was frowning, and it became funny. So it wasn't a bad thing. It was like, using that that code language for when she was actually frowning. So I hope that helps you a little bit.
Yeah, and one thing I was going to say with this is that, remember that perception is reality. What clients perceive, they see. Yeah. That's the actual reality.
Yeah, good point.
And she might be saying, or he might be saying, "Oh, but I'm fine." But what I used to say was, "Can you tell your face that?"
Right.
So so because people will come in, and how they see you is the reality of what they think's going on. All right. So.
Yeah. I think. I just know, self-marketing is a big thing in the salon for stylists, for everybody in the salon. And I think it's something that's really important. Self-marketing, how you come across the person you are is really important. I remember Karen used to work in a salon with a girl who was a fantastic stylist, but she was very punky, wasn't she?
That's
back in the 80s, she had the whole punk thing going on. And of course, people would come in and say, I'm like my haircut, but I don't want to have a cut with her. They'd say that like the haircut with Karen because she looked so beautiful, yet the punk girl cut Karen's hair.
And she had a full-on green mohawk, right?
Yeah. So self-marketing. It's really they're almost a brand themselves within your salon, and they just need to be aware of that. And if they don't fit in, well, just get rid of them.
It's true. No, that's true. I have a saying, and I'm going to apologise for my language, and I just hope this doesn't offend anybody.
I'll get ready to slap them. Yeah,
but it's fit in or fuck off. That's one of my big sayings, and I think that's over the years, last few years, we've had so much mamby-pambying with, HR and all that sort of thing. That, as business owners, it's almost impossible to run your business. But I'm sorry, we know the stress, we know all the sort of pitfalls of business and all the rest of the hard work that you put into it. So people have got to fit in. You go to a certain degree, but they've got to fit in, and they've got to realise that if they're giving off that sort of I don't know what you call it, but that sort of
vibe.
Yeah, that vibe that they're really quite aggressive. Then you've got to deal with that. You've got to literally jump on that straight away, because that's affecting your business.
And if that's one aspect that's not fitting in with your vision, there's going to be others.
Yeah.
It's not always just an isolated thing. There's lots of other areas they're not going to be fitting in with.
Yeah.
So it is a matter of fitting in or
FIFO.
FIFO.
That's what we'll call it.
FIFO.
So there you go. Do you know, it's interesting how so many things come back to your vision, which is where we start the Salon Success Club, as many of you know. And sometimes people say it's so airy-fairy, but actual fact, you get that right, everything is so much easier. We so really hope that this helped you today, and I think it was Tony, have I got the name right? Tony. Lovely to hear from you, Tony, and that's an awesome question. So let us know how you get on, because we really actually do like to know. So thank you, and
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye bye.